Hello everyone, my name is Prism, and today I'm going to be continuing my video series reviewing the classics. The series where I'm reviewing every single feature-length Walt Disney Animation Studios film, minus maybe one or two exceptions. I started all the way back in 1937 with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and today we're going to be taking a look at a Disney romance from the 1990s. The film came at the height of the Renaissance, after the high that was The Lion King, and it of course is a film that tells the story of Native American Pocahontas and the love relationship she forms with American settler John Smith. And today, of course, I'm talking about Pocahontas. Hello everyone, my name is Prism, and welcome back to Reviewing the Classics. It has been a very long time since I've made an episode. The process of these videos can get a bit overwhelming, and I have to admit that I am pretty behind in the Discord community I'm following. I've been watching all the films, but I'm making a video series about all those films. Well, I'm gonna have to pick up the pace a little bit. But I'm here today to review the 35th, I believe, feature-length animated film of the Disney Studios. Pocahontas, as I stated, is the latest film in this era of the Disney canon. The Disney Renaissance, I would say, has three films that, up to this point, I extremely love and think are pure Disney bliss. These are three films that I think do so many things right and try to go for a broader audience than just children, and the result is beautiful masterpieces. Of course, I would say that Pocahontas is the middle child, in a sense, the one that's kind of forgotten and left behind, while the other two films, The Lion King and Hunchback, definitely get a lot more praise. But, contrary to popular belief, I don't think Pocahontas is a horrible Disney film. I don't. I think Pocahontas is a misstep in the Disney canon. I think it's got some problems. If you're going to look at the historical and contextual accuracies or respects that the film is, quote, trying to respect, no. Pocahontas completely falls flat on its face. It basically just takes the event of the settlers settling to the Native American lands, and it takes that idea of, Virginia Company, these people settling, and it says, hey, John Smith had a romantic relationship with Pocahontas. None of that is real. None of that has been stated to actually be factual. And apparently that's a myth that is shared by quite a few film works. Terrence Malick's 2005 film also uses that idea as a backbone for a script. But if you take that away, what do you get? If you just look at Pocahontas as a Disney animated musical, I truly enjoy it. Pocahontas' story is simple enough. It tells the story of John Smith, an England settler, coming to Virginia, the land of the Native Americans, in order to establish, Virginia. And it follows him as he and his crew are getting used to the land, and he's been ordered by his captain, Radcliffe, to kill any Native Americans he sees. And when he's about to take fire at one, he sees the beautiful, to his eyes, Pocahontas. Now, John Smith is voiced by Mel Gibson, and Pocahontas is voiced by, I forget the name, but basically these two characters fall in love, and it's a story about how Pocahontas shows John Smith that there is more to the world than just misunderstanding. John Smith comes from a world of the Native Americans are savages and we need to destroy them. Pocahontas is part of the Native American culture, and in a way he thinks that the white settlers need to be destroyed. Her tribe thinks that, but she's wanting to be in the middle. She does not believe that war is the right option. She believes that both sides can come together for the greater good. And so the entirety of the film is basically pitting this romance, Romeo and Juliet, if you will, in between a conflict of civilizations and ideologies. Because clearly you have Radcliffe, who's the villain that just wants land and money. He does not care about the Native Americans. He will do whatever he wants, even when he's told, you don't have to fight, there's no gold. He doesn't care. He does it anyways. But Pocahontas' family, or the chief rather, also, like I mentioned, wants to destroy these settlers, but that's because he feels them to be invaders on their land. Which you can understand from his perspective, these people he's never met, coming here, raising questions of who are these people. But I do really like the idea that the story at the heart of it is about not committing violence. Pocahontas is a film where it tries to be calmer and more, I would say, romantic and slow than a lot of other Disney movies. And it really tries to send a message of you don't need to just destroy what you don't know. You need to try and learn it. You need to try and get along. I think that's a really good message. And I think that's probably Pocahontas' strongest part, is it's dedicated to that message. Even down to the final act, there's not one time where the film really goes away from that idea. It's consistently showing you how Pocahontas is able to reach out to John Smith, albeit via romance, but slowly over the film is convinced and encouraged by her grandmother Willow that, the whole company, even though she believes this, even when everything seems wrong and John Smith is captured, she's led towards stop the violence, just make peace. Which I think is a dangerous message to send in a sense, because obviously you can't solve every conflict by just saying we need to understand one another and hope that everyone's going to agree with that. But I do think it is a really good message for kids to try and look at issues in the world as not a punch in the face, but as a disagreement of ideals, and we can work together to find a better solution that isn't going to harm as many lives. That's really what I like about Pocahontas. I think I really like its message and its kind of idea that it's got going for it. But it's also Disney musical, and I think on that level, it has some great songs. It doesn't really follow the narrative structure of songs set by Howard Ashman. You could say that it has an I Want song for Pocahontas, but it doesn't really have one for the romantic counterpart, which, to be fair, is common. But it also doesn't really have a singular antagonist number. Radcliffe doesn't really have just one song explaining why he wants to be evil. His first song's really explaining that he's greedy, but it's not laid out that's a bad thing. And later on, the song Savages, which is also sung by the Native American chief, is a duet that's really showing the conflict of these two ideals, of these two nations. It's both of them coming to realize that members have been trapped or killed by the other, and that violence is the only answer. They're gonna go to war, and obviously it's a psalm where Pocahontas even gets to have a voice in it and basically try to shut down the drums of war. But I also like the musical number Colors of the Wind, which some people might call it boring. I call it more dramatic and more romantic than most Disney films would do. A lot of Disney films aren't really going to have songs like Colors of the Wind, where it's just kind of a somber number, and it's just kind of the protagonist saying, hey, you never knew this. I would say the closest thing is probably some of the Renaissance songs, but still, I think it's a different kind of musical number because it feels so much more about explaining what you can do. It isn't a song about Pocahontas saying, I want this. It's a song about her introducing to John Smith, you never knew these things because you never knew. Have you ever heard the wolf cry at the blue horn moon or ask the grinning bobcat why he grins? It's really a song asking John Smith a question that we, the audience, have to ask ourselves. Do we just assume things are one way or the other, assume people are one way or the other, or do we take the time to actually analyze and determine what the appropriate outcome or belief is? Do you just see someone on the side of the road and assume that they're homeless, assume that they don't have it together, or do you take the initiative to think about, man, what got them there? Or You know, maybe they really do need the money. I don't want to get into a whole thing like that, but it's kind of an example in real life of how we as people, myself included, can make judgments without considering, do you understand everything? You don't have to understand everything, but the idea is you take the effort. The idea of this song isn't that it's going to solve all the problems in the world. You know, they're still going to have a battle at the end. They're still going to have to figure out how to deal with that. But it's really Pocahontas planting the seed of violence isn't the initial answer that you should give. You should ask, do you understand? Disney's Pocahontas is trying to definitely be a masterpiece. I wouldn't say it is a masterpiece compared to the other works of the Renaissance. I think The Lion King and the next film are definitely better than it. But I would definitely say that some people need to reevaluate it and really consider, why do they hate Pocahontas? Is it really the worst Disney film of the Renaissance? Or are there aspects to it that are really admirable for trying to tell in a story? Are there ideas in it that I think can be really powerful and positive? And what do you think? What do you think of Pocahontas? That's kind of my whole idea with the series. An additional note is I do own 2 copies of the film, and that's because this version right here, the 2005 anniversary, it comes with an extended cut of the film, which has the deleted song, If I Never Knew You. This was basically put back into the film for its anniversary, and I think it's a really sweet song that when you see it, you're like, man, I wish they had kept that in the final film. But, as always, guys, that's just my opinion. My name is Prism. I'm going to give Pocahontas, I think, a 8 out of 10, and I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Have a great day, and goodbye for now.